Hey, I wanted to just make a quick video response to the mini wargaming guys and their setup. They had a lot of good advice in there, but I think there's a few things they're missing. I've been doing this for a number of years. I've got 40 some printers, and I'm able to keep all of them going part-time in addition to my full-time job during the day. So I just wanted to share some of the tips and things I do that allow me to get my prints to print more reliably than it seems like they're getting at. So they got the two most important things. The number one most important thing being to never, ever touch the build plate. It sounds like they're still washing it once a week. Most of these build plates I have never washed with soap and water. By not touching it, it just becomes not necessary. I do have some IPA that I will occasionally hit them with, but I'm starting to move over to the super tack ones, and you don't want to use IPA on those. So I think their number one hint in terms of not touching it, spot on, absolutely correct. The next thing they brought up is how on some of the arches there's not a lot of support for there, so they started supporting those. And once again, I agree completely. That is the right thing to do. Here I have a piece from their Drachenfell set, and you can see I'm doing the same thing where I'm supporting it. Sorry, let me get that into focus. And so that will prevent these from falling over. That's important. But there is one thing that they're missing. And so what I did in Bamboo Studio is I merged these into a single assembly, and then I added just a little piece of sprue along the bottom. Essentially what this does is it turns it all into one big piece instead of multiple little pieces that can fall over. This is especially important for the pillars. So this is all the pillars that you need of this type for a half set. And if I zoom in here, let me see if I can get it. You can see there are the tiniest little pieces holding these together. So these all come as one pieces, but you can easily just snap them apart when you get them, and you just file off the little leftover piece. Let me get this in focus. Hold on. Sorry about that. There you go. You can see it right there in the middle. Right there by my pinky. So that's the other important thing to keep in mind. Lastly is that putting these together in a single piece like this can really make it, make longer prints extremely reliable. They're saying they have 36-hour, 24-hour prints. This right here, this is a 48-hour print. And this is actually made by a different creator called Tinker Junkie. And what they've done is they've used these supports all the way down to hold these two pieces together. So what you can essentially do, sorry, I got one hand, is you can just rip it apart like that, and it just pops right off. And then this is like a foldable piece, so you can also then unfold it here and unfold it like that, and boom, you got a ruin all set to go. And so these are all just held by single little pieces of filament that easily snap off. Lastly, I was doing some, terrain floor tires. These, same thing. These I can print standing up like this, super reliable, even though they're very thin and easy to knock over, because I use those tiny little pieces to hold them together. And then lastly, not lastly, I keep saying lastly, I have several more things to talk about. I just got my shipment from China today. So these are all 5 kilogram spools. You can get very high quality if you order them directly from the factory. You got the 5 kilogram spools. These all just exist on rollers behind it. This way I only have to change the filament once every like 10 days. It keeps it when I was doing the 1 kilogram spools, most of the effort was just changing those switching to 5 kilograms is a big difference. And then I'm kind of reminded of that meme with the guy in the back of the tavern that says amateurs when they talk about 36-hour prints, because this one right here, This is a multicolor it's actually already a day in. It's a 5-day print. I've got 2 of these going on right there. One of them's like a chaos theme, one of them's a space elf theme. And by doing some of those things I talked about in terms of supporting them by grouping them together, you can make them print reliably every time. You don't have to wash it with soap and water, just don't touch it. And those are kind of my tips and tricks in terms of how to run this reliably with minimal effort. Thanks, guys. You do great work. I love your work. One other thing is, I still find your models have way too much geometry of it. I have to simplify every one of them after I bring it into Bamboo Studio. So if you could make the FDM models a little bit more simple, because you can't print all those triangles, that would be much appreciated. That's my only bit of feedback. Other than that, love the set. Love you guys. Bye.